keep our fingers crossed that he's okay. Not sure where the Australian's gone down, but we've got a change of the lead again. It's one of the Australian Glitfields. It's Moreira from Moreira. Moreira up the inside at turn 3. Where's Holgado dropped to? It's a crash in the background. A few riders went down there. Can't quite see who, but there's at least 2 riders. Not sure who that was. I'm sure we'll pan back in a moment. It's one of the TMs, and that looks like one of the Salvador team riders.
It's either Salvador or Fusco who's involved in there. So we're looking as they come through the first sector. Two comes through there. It's the 69 of Fusco who's gone down, unfortunately. So his race certainly is a points contender. Would appear to be over.
What's this? What's happening here? Oh, God.
What's happened? Incident there. Yeah, I think we're going to have a red flag here for that.
Must be a red flag. Has to be a red flag.
Get out of the way of that. That looks like one of the balls that they put down when they're treating an injured rider. It looks like one of those sort of physio sort of pads that they've got on the racetrack at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that, but we'd expect a red flag to come out as a result of that. Out in front, there's red flag has now come out on the timing screens, and no great surprise after that. Of course, we'll keep an eye on the situation with the riders who were down. We didn't actually see what had happened in the lead up to that, but we saw marshals waving at the riders. But we didn't see any yellow flags out, curiously, so we're not quite sure what had gone on there.
Yeah, really not sure what happened there, but hopefully all riders involved are okay. I think that's Mario Aggi who's...
Yeah, it is, the 16 on his helmet.
Disappointment for Aggi, who's 5th in the championship. But yeah, fingers crossed the rest of the riders okay. Yeah, really, really strange. Not sure what happened there. Obviously, we saw the marshals signalling to the riders, get over to the other side of the track. But we walked the track yesterday, Lewis, and obviously walking pace is completely different to racing speed. But even when you're walking up, it's really impossible to see what's on the other side of the hill. It really is a sudden drop.
Yeah, you can't see anything. Yeah, like as you're walking up that hill, all you can see is the sky. And even when you go over at the top of the hill, that's the 23 then that's down. That's David Real's bike in the middle of the track. Of course, we don't know where the rider is at the moment as they go and retrieve his bike. But yeah, it's one of those nightmare scenarios. If there's a bike or a rider or something else on the track, the other side of one of those crests, there's no way of being aware of what's coming until it's too late, unfortunately. So, yeah, a very dangerous situation. And it's just one of the features. As much as we absolutely love this circuit, that's a rider. We don't know who that is at the moment, so we're not going to speculate on which rider that is who's lying injured at the moment on track, although we were glad to see there was at least some movement going on there for that rider. But yeah, it's the worst case scenario. If there is something on the track, whether it's a rider, a machine, or something else, you can't see it coming until it is literally too late.
Yeah, exactly right. We saw Aaron Canet crash there last year, I think it was in the Moto2 class. Like I say, it's when you're at the bottom of that hill and the riders are coming over, obviously at racing speeds, trying to get the front wheel down. You've not got much time to react. So hopefully all riders are okay. We'll bring you information on that when we get it. But yeah, not a good start to the race then. Really, really strange to see the marshals at the side of the track trying to wave the riders towards the other side of the track without there being any yellow flags. So it'll be interesting to see what occurred there. But
they don't put the yellow flag, nothing. Only the marshals standing on the top of the hill.
Yeah, there we go then.
When they go like this, you know, they have to stop immediately. Yeah, but the problem was there was no yellow flag. There was just the marshals standing on the track. Yeah, I saw like, already.
Interesting to hear that. So there was no yellow flags according to the riders, just marshals. So it must have been a real shock coming over the crest to see that. Just listening to the conversation with Kelso.
I mean, the one thing that would work in the riders' favour there is they would be naturally going over to the right-hand side anyway on the racing line, so that would work in their favour. But yeah, it's the last thing as a rider that you would expect to see, particularly when you've not seen any yellow flags already, to be coming out of that corner. And as you're coming over that crest, all you can see are marshals on the track waving you across the other side of the track. I mean, even if you do avoid whatever hazard is up ahead of you, that's immensely distracting for the riders who, as I mentioned, as Joel Kelso has pointed out, that's the last thing you're expecting to see. Because there's no flags to warn you. The flags are there to warn you of an impending danger up ahead. And unfortunately, on that occasion, for whatever reason, and of course we can't speculate on that either, there didn't appear to be any.
No, we'll keep our fingers crossed that all the riders involved were okay. I think it looked like one of the riders collected one of